Alexa, how many days until fall? Hello, my friends. Welcome back. We are here with another monthly wrap up. This is July and August put together. Let's get into it. First things first, I did it. I read Fourth Wing. All right. Finally came in the mail and I started it right away. I got it done pretty quickly. I'm sure you've heard about the book. Dragons, fantasy, enemies to lovers, all that good stuff. I ended up giving this one a 4.75. Just like a couple things here and there, I was like, meh, it didn't hit that 5-star quality. There were a lot of characters that we're reading about, so definitely be prepared for that. None of them, besides a few, you get in depth to know. Obviously, Violet and Xaden. Violet and Xaden being the main ones, and then a couple others that are introduced, you kind of get to know. The reason I didn't give it a 5-star, not only because of some of the characters we didn't really get to know, I definitely want to know more about Violet and her mom and their relationship. I'm sure, hopefully, we'll get to that in the series. But also, I don't know if this author, she didn't really allow her readers to draw their own conclusions about certain things. And that's what I kind of was like bummed about, especially during one part. I'm going to leave a timestamp so you could skip this because this is slightly a spoiler. But when Violet gets her first kill, she ends up killing somebody. You automatically know, at least myself, when I read that, I was like, oh, this is going to change her as a character. We're going to start to see something different come from her. I wish the author would have just let us draw that own conclusion. Have a little faith in your readers, because 4 or 5 pages down, she's telling Xaden how this death is going to change her, how it's changed her. We know that's going to happen. It's like a monumental moment. Let your readers decide that. Hey guys, editing Amanda here. One quick thing about Fourth Wing that I forgot to mention that I was kind of iffy on was the challenges that they were doing to become writers kind of reminded me of MTV's The Challenge. They didn't seem life or death, so that part kind of threw me off a little bit. Did you guys feel that way too? Let me know. And so that's why I was just I don't know, just not fully 5-star because of that reason. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was my first fantasy read. I definitely love the freaking dragons. They brought such a good comedic relief. I hope that stays. I really do. It is probably going to get darker as the series goes. So I do hope that the dragons still have that comedic relief, because that was probably one of my favorite parts of the book. Definitely left on a cliffhanger, and I already ordered book 2. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into that one. Okay, next I read The Golden Couple. This is by 2 authors, Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen, I believe is how you say it. So basically it is a suspense, mystery, thriller type of book. It follows a therapist, but the therapist uses a very unorthodox way of aiding her clients. So that kind of follows her story in first person, and then it goes into third person for the couple, which I thought was kind of weird. It took me a minute to get into, I will say that. I would say once you get through that aspect of it, the one chapter first person, the next chapter third person, you do get a very suspenseful story. And there were a couple of twists and turns. I kind of predicted a few of them. So that's why I ultimately ended up giving it a 3-star, but I highly recommend. This will be a good one for the fall season coming up. Okay, then I read The Islanders by Meg Mitchell. I did a vlog on this. I just didn't like this book. I ultimately gave it a 2-star. It follows 3 characters that are on an island. It's called Block Island. It's like a Cape Cod, Nantucket kind of vibe. And it just really follows their lives through the summer on Block Island. So there's really nowhere that it truly goes, although you see like the characters make significant changes and strides to be better and, you know, do things for themselves, which I liked. You could find little lessons in each of the characters, that's for sure. In the prologue, it does mention somebody passing away, and then honestly, when it happened, I was like, good, because I didn't think he was a good person, even just by the little bit that he was introduced as a character. I didn't like him. In fact, I didn't like any of the supporting roles in this book. They just rubbed me the wrong way. They didn't seem like good people. So ultimately, I like the author's writing. And I did like the three characters and, you know, each of their stories, but I did settle on a 2-star. It just wasn't my thing. You know, sometimes it just isn't. Okay, Killer Instinct, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. You knew this was coming because I read the first book in June, so I definitely tackled this one in July. And this one was probably my favorite so far of the series. I have read 3. We'll get to that one shortly. In fact, you know what? Let's just talk about it. The other one is All In. I read it on my Kindle, but yeah, this one, Killer Instinct, this one 4.75. I liked that it followed the character Dean's kind of backstory. We got to know him a little bit more. And then between this one and All In, they expanded on the main plot that I think we're gonna like get to in Bad Blood. So both books were good for that. I liked All In because I definitely like that character that we followed, which is Sloane. And if you don't know, the series follows 5 teenagers that all have something pretty unique to them, and they get sworn in by the FBI to assist on cold cases because, you know, they have the knack for, you know, they could profile, they could spot liars, they can read emotions, things like that. So I definitely recommend this series. I'm excited to tackle Bad Blood next month to see how it all wraps up. I have like some idea of what we're gonna like face during that. So I'm curious to see if my thoughts and where I think this is all gonna go, if it will or will not. But I definitely recommend the series. All right, then I was on vacation and I read The Summer of Broken Rules. Y'all, this book, I originally rated it a 4-star, and then I was like thinking back on it, and I love this book. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I gave it a 5-star. I am no Taylor Swift fan, so pardon, I don't know all the references, but that goes to show you, you don't have to be a Swift fan. You don't have to be obsessed with Taylor Swift. I like her music, but I don't really know all the ins and outs of her lyrics. So that being said, you could still enjoy the book. I laughed, I cried. The playfulness of the game that's brought up in the story is just made me laugh out loud. The author did a great job of describing that, and then even like the memories of someone that's passed on. They did such a good job with it, or she did such a good job with it. I definitely cried at those moments, and yeah, all in all, every character I enjoyed. There was not like looking back on it, I was like, there was not a character that I did not like in this book. I highly recommend this one. I know we're getting into fall, but just give it a try. It's good. All right, next I picked up King of Wrath, which I did enjoy. It's a, you know, kind of set up kind of love, friends to lovers, enemies to lovers. It was like kind of all that in one, I guess. But overall, it was a pretty decent book, a little spice. It got me through a very long layover in LAX, so I appreciate that. Overall, I think I gave it like a 3.75. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series. I liked the 2 characters. What were their names? Dante and Vivian. But I don't know. I don't know. I think coming off of Summer of Broken Rules, this was just okay. It provided a good little amount of spice, but nothing too crazy. So yeah. All right, the last 2 books I read on my Kindle. Pretty Little Mistake by Michaela Smeltzer, I think. I loved this book. This was a 5-star read for me. This is a childhood friends, ex-friends to lovers, which I enjoyed. I really liked the character development of both lead characters, Lennon and I forget his name. Okay, whatever. Lennon and someone else. But I did like their character development. They had amazing communication in their relationship between each other, which I appreciated. The one thing that I really enjoyed was Lennon she has a very strained relationship with her family, and I like how the author dealt with it. She did a very good job. I come from a very strained mother-daughter relationship, so I really liked how she did it. And it's probably a book that I'm going to pick up and buy because I could see myself going back to referencing it for those moments. But it was very cute. I loved the romance. I was here for it. It was like, yeah, five star all the way around. Because I liked it so much and I liked her writing style, I picked up her other book. She has a lot of books, by the way. The Confidence of Wildflowers. This one, I don't know. I've never read an age gap love story before, so maybe that's what kind of caught me off guard. I thought I was gonna go in pretty much all like enjoying it. The first half of the book, I was still like trying to settle the age gap in my mind, and I did. I was like, okay. Then I was like vibing with the book, vibing with the characters. I was here for it. And then you get to 70% of the book and I was like, what is going on? And then 80% and I'm like, no, like there was so much emotion the last 80%. I just don't know why the author did it. I don't know if I'm going to complete the series, to be honest, because I'm trying to remember the lead character's name because I forgot. Salem. She definitely read like her age, and I think maybe that's what kind of like did it make me like sit right with me. So I don't know. Am I gonna finish reading the series? I don't know. I'll be honest. Maybe next year. If there's a few other books that I want to get to, so it's not on my to-do list of reading. But maybe we'll see. I don't know. But yeah. It didn't hit. I think I gave it like a 3-star because I do like the author and her writing is very quick. You can get through her books within 24 hours. So that is a big plus for me. So there we have it, July and August wrap up. I'm excited for fall. It is my favorite time of year. I am ready to read some cozy books. I'm ready for it to be cold outside so I could just wrap myself up and read. If you guys have read any of these books, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.